For years, the Anderson family, who lived in a quiet American town called Willow Creek, led a peaceful life. Bob and Karen Anderson, along with their 2 children, lived in tranquility in this small town. They were a highly respected family among the town's residents. However, in recent times, strange events began to unfold in the town. Initially, it was just minor odd sounds and things mysteriously disappearing. Bob didn't pay much attention to these events and regarded them as mere coincidences. However, Karen and their children, Lily and Jake, felt a disturbing sense of unease. The gossip circulating in the town only heightened their discomfort. People started to think that there might be a culprit behind these bizarre events. One day, Sam, the local grocer, approached Bob. "Bob, strange things have been happening in recent days," Sam said. "Objects are disappearing. Mysterious sounds are heard. Everyone is getting scared." Bob initially brushed off these claims, but he started to realize that these events were no longer just ordinary coincidences. Karen and the children spent their dark nights around their house in fear. They considered reporting the situation to the authorities. Maybe the police getting involved would be better for the townsfolk, as it might help ease their anxiety. One evening, the Anderson family was at home. Suddenly, they heard a terrifying scream. A massive shadow appeared behind the door. Bob rushed to the door and opened it. However, there was no one to be found. They searched around their house, but found nothing. Now, the Anderson family was also part of these strange events. They resolved to do everything in their power to figure out who or what was behind these incidents. During their investigation, they discovered that other families in the town had similar experiences. Concern was growing in the town, and the people were determined to solve the mystery behind these eerie occurrences. People began to suspect that there might be a culprit in their small community. This story unveils the mysteries surrounding the strange events in Willow Creek and leaves the audience pondering who the culprit might be. Police teams are reaching out to the families of the kidnapped people and gathering information about the situation and trying to establish connections between the people who were kidnapped. Among the people who disappeared, some are women and some are men, but they all have a few things in common, some of which are being among certain groups of friends. People who usually hang out in common groups. It seems that while the department is investigating these events, it takes statements from other people in the group, but the movements and attitudes of some of them understood by the feds to people are John and Jack. When cross-examined, they both give different answers about the day the events took place and act as if they did not know each other. When we go further into this situation, John and Jack confessed that they committed these crimes because they felt that they were excluded in this friend environment and to take revenge for the bullying they were subjected to in the past. The tranquility and safety of the town seem to have partially returned following the apprehension of John and Jack. However, a dark shadow still loomed over Willow Creek. This time, a more chilling series of criminal events erupted in the town. Local news in the town. began reporting a series of mysterious disappearances. It all started with a young woman named Sarah who vanished under mysterious circumstances. Soon after, the town's postman, Frank, shared the same fate. The number of such incidents rapidly increased, leaving the community in shock and horror. The people in the town were frightened that the trauma they had experienced before might be repeating itself. The police initiated an investigation to determine if these new occurrences were related to the actions of John and Jack. However, evidence was scarce, and there was no clear, concrete connection. The mysterious disappearances only intensified the fear within the town. Paranoia gripped the community, leading to fewer people venturing out at night, with residents locking their doors and windows more securely. The Anderson family, determined to prevent a recurrence of these horrifying events, took matters into their own hands. Bob, together with his daughter Lily, decided to review the town's local security measures. They gathered with their neighbors to form a neighborhood watch. Volunteers took to the streets at night to monitor suspicious activities. These efforts offered a modicum of relief to the town's inhabitants. The police teams continued to collect statements from the families of the missing individuals and worked tirelessly to unravel the mystery. Behind the disappearances in both cases, there was a common trait. The missing individuals had been seen in a state of fear and distress just before their disappearance. The townspeople appealed for clues and information to help solve the mystery, urging anyone who saw anything suspicious to contact the police immediately. The community rallied together, offering their time and assistance to the families of the missing individuals. However, as the events grew more complex, the town and the police department needed more support. Federal agents arrived in Willow Creek to assist the local authorities in confronting the enigma of these unsettling disappearances. As investigations deepened, it became apparent that the dark secrets beneath the town's surface were far more intricate and perilous than initially thought. While John and Jack had confessed to their previous crimes, they were unable to shed light on the mystery behind the recent disappearances. They had already been sentenced for their previous crimes and were serving their punishment. The townspeople continue to hope for closure in the cases of the missing individuals and an end to the reign of terror that had befallen them. As the town grappled with these ominous revelations, their unity and determination remained unshaken. Willow Creek's inhabitants banded together to combat the darkness that had engulfed their town. They learned to support one another and to do everything in their power to ensure the safety of their community. Nonetheless, the story took a more sinister turn as a wave of unsettling criminal activities persisted. The local library was set ablaze, resulting in the loss of irreplaceable books and historical records. Willow Creek's cherished landmarks were defaced with graffiti, and local businesses suffered a string of break-ins, with valuable items vanishing without a trace. The entire town was haunted by a sinister atmosphere as its residents grappled with fear and distrust. The Anderson family, resolute in their commitment to protect their home and neighbors redouble their efforts to investigate the new wave of criminal activities. Bob, now driven by a desperate need to safeguard his town, worked tirelessly to collect clues and information about the perpetrators. Karen and their children joined him in their pursuit of justice. As the criminal events continued, the town's despair deepened. Local businesses suffered, schools enforced heightened security measures, and the police department was inundated. With ongoing investigations, they reached out to federal agencies for support. Federal agents arrived in Willow Creek to help solve the crimes and put an end to the reign of terror. The once tranquil town was now shrouded in shadows and fear. The federal agents worked closely with the local police, and their combined efforts led to significant breakthroughs in the case. Amidst the turmoil, a mysterious figure known as the Phantom emerged, believed to be the mastermind behind the criminal activities tormenting the town. This enigmatic figure operated with uncanny precision, leaving no traces behind. The police and federal agents confronted an adversary as cunning as they were elusive. With each passing day, the stakes grew higher. The Anderson family, in their quest to protect Willow Creek, found themselves drawn into the dangerous game of cat and mouse. As they closed in on the Phantom, they discovered that the criminal mastermind had deep-seated motives for the chaos that had descended upon their town. The story took a chilling turn as the Andersons realized that they were in a race against time to stop the Phantom and restore peace to Willow Creek. We are waiting for your video suggestions. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to subscribe and like. Support us. Thank you.